And we're live. Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to the Season 3, Episode 8 of Franchise Hour. So as you can see, our CEO, Sir Rudolph Kotick, is not here with us today, but I'll be the one to take in charge of the Franchise Hour. So before I begin with my presentation, I would like to introduce first myself. I'm Shey Lumbes. I'm the Marketing Manager of RK Franchise Consultancy, and I'll be running the entire program for the whole hour. Okay, so for those of you or for those who are looking into buying a franchise, or for those of you who would like to become a franchisee, this webinar is actually perfect for you. All right, so our topic for this afternoon is how to select a franchise. Okay? So to begin with, sisimulan ko yung presentation ko with a common question. But before I actually begin with that, I would like to remind our viewers that this presentation is copyrighted by RK Franchise Consultancy, and any use of the slides and their content without the written permission of the copyright owner, RK Franchise Consultancy, is not allowed and will be prosecuted. All right, so going back, I would like to actually begin my presentation with a common question: what is actually franchising? Okay, but I've actually put down here a simple and a short definition that is easy to understand. So definitely, franchising is a special type of licensing arrangement for the distribution of services and products. So pag sinabi nating franchising, meron tayong parang two persons, okay, na may isip na kumbaga kasali dun sa franchising. Meron tayong franchisor and then we have a franchisee. So let's give a definition of the franchisor first. All right, so the franchisor allows another entity, the franchisee, to use their business system, trademarks. Pag sinabi nating trademarks, ito yung brand name. Okay, trademarks ng brand name and corporate identity for a certain period of time. So pag sinabi nating certain period of time, ito yung tinatawag natin na years of contract sa franchising. It can be 3 years, 5 years, depends on on the type of business that you're looking into. All right. On the other hand, the franchisee purchases someone else's experience, expertise, and method of doing the business, and does not have to go through the pain of a startup company. Okay, so syempre, before ka bibili ng franchise, you have to know what are the things that I need to know. Okay, or what you need to do before actually buying a franchise. First of all, you have to be financially ready. Okay, syempre, pag sinabi natin be financially ready, it involves money. Of course, syempre, when you actually inquire for a franchise, you have to know or you have to be aware of all the expenses involved in buying a franchise. So just to give you an idea, sa franchising, pag bumili ka, meron tayong babayaran na franchise fee. So pag tinanong nila ano yung franchise fee, ito pa lang po yung value ng trademark. Okay, this is only the value of the trademark of the business, as well as siguro some opening assistance, and then research and development, that would be part of it. Pero meron din tayong monthly payments. Okay, kasi common mistake ng mga franchise buyer, may mga nare-receive kami na calls like, why do I have to pay for a royalty fee or continuation fee when I already pay for the franchise fee? Okay, so pag sinabi kasi nating royalty fee or continuation fee, these are both paid monthly. Pero the difference between the two, when we talk about royalty fee, naka-base siya from the percentage from the gross sales. Okay, pag sinabi natin gross sales, ito yung total sales minus tax. So doon natin kukunin yung percentage. Okay, so depende pa rin still kung anong business yung ipa-franchise nyo. It can be a restaurant with a higher royalty fee, for example, or it can be an education business. Okay? On the other hand, kung halimbawang wala namang royalty fee si franchisor, pero meron siyang tinatawag na continuation fee, that's actually the same. Okay, with royalty fee. The only difference between royalty fee and continuation fee, si continuation fee po kasi is a fixed amount. Okay, so whether mataas or mababa yung sales ni franchisee or nung magpa-franchise, she or he is required to pay a specific amount. Okay, so it can be 6,000, 5,000, again, depende po dun sa structure nung business na ipa-franchise natin. And of course, when you franchise a business, you have to be financially ready because we have a total investment. Okay? So again, common mistake of the franchise buyers, akala nila with paying the franchise fee, meron ka ng isang restaurant or meron ka ng isang cafe, for example. Okay, you have to take note that when in buying a franchise, you always have to look on the total capital investment. Okay, so when we say total capital investment, this is the total amount of money that you need to have in order for you to put up one branch. Kumbaga, operational na siya. And another thing, when you franchise a business, you have to expect that on the capital requirement, hindi pa po kasama yung rentals. Alright? Especially if you will be renting a space, hindi natin siya normally sinasama sa structure. The reason behind is because iba-iba kasi yung rental fees and it will vary kung halimbawa kung saan mo siya gustong i-put up. Are you planning to put up a franchise outlet inside the shopping mall or outside? Okay, so those are the things that you need to know when buying a franchise. Okay, secondly, you have to know your interest. Okay? So pag sinabi nating know your interest, meron tayong mga franchise buyers na takot mag-franchise ng halimbawa ng gasoline station kasi parang wala silang expertise or wala silang skills on how to run the business. Okay, you have to take note that when buying a franchise, experience is not actually a requirement. Okay, although it will be an advantage if you have the skills, if you have the knowledge to run a business, pero when buying a franchise, kapag nagbayad ka ng all the fees involved, yung training will actually be part of the franchise fee na babayaran natin, okay? And by knowing your interest as well, you have to know how much are you willing to spend for a franchise. So babalik na naman tayo dun sa be financially ready. Alright? So next one, we have here, examine the opportunities. So when we say examine the opportunities, you have to check what are the in-demand business. Okay, let's say for example, in that specific location, ano-ano din ba yung mga competitors? So if you're planning to buy a milk tea business, for example, pwede ka ding tumabay dun sa mga competitors kasi that means merong, tawag dito, merong customers or may market on that area. Okay, and by examining the opportunities, especially now during pandemic, you also have to know the consistency of the business. Okay, by knowing the consistency of the business, ano lang, you just have to, let's say, do a survey, for example, check on the brand, check on the actual business, check on the numbers of franchisees, check on the franchisees itself kung talagang doing good in business. Okay, and in RT Franchise Consultancy, we are actually receiving different franchise inquiries in our office, and then we actually we inform them or we require them to at least attend an all about franchising seminar. Okay, before we can actually provide them the options to franchise a business kasi po mas mahalaga na may alam tayo kapag nag-franchise ng business. So by attending a seminar, you can actually know the do's and don'ts, what are the requirements, and then ano yung mga possible na reasons bakit nagdi-disapprove yung franchise applicant. Alright, so these are the 3 things that you need to do before actually buying a franchise. Okay, so meron tayo dito ang franchising types by demand and supply. As you can see, we have here the 60% is food. Okay, pag sinabi natin food, sinama na natin sa beverage. So it can be restaurants, cafes, food carts, and even food kiosks. So mas lamang pa rin yung food. And then yung next in line natin is 15% under the vanity. So pag sinabi natin vanity, it's salon, spas, beauty products, so all what has to do with the beautification. Okay, so sila yung, although these are, this type of business, these are the most affected during pandemic kasi especially nagbabago kumbaga yung quarantine natin, may MECQ, may GCQ, pero still, before the pandemic, talagang sila yung pumapangalawa. So, parang nagiging necessity na din kasi syempre, most of us would like to, to do haircuts or mga pampaganda, so sila yung pumapangalawa. Alright? And then the third one, we have the 10%, it's under the health. So when we say health, it can be drugstores, gym, and even laboratories. Okay? Next one is 5% 5% is more on the retail. Okay, so pag sinabi natin retail, it can be bookstores or even hardwares. Okay, and then 4% is on the B's franchises. When we say B's franchises, these are internet cafes and even pawn shops. Okay, and under the 3%, education. Okay, education has the highest royalty fee. Okay, kasi the reason why wala silang wala silang renewal plus yung papalit-palit ng curriculum, kaya malaki yung royalty fee nila. So under the 3%, it can be TESDA regulated and even tutorials. And then all others is 3%, like gasoline station, car wash, and even cleaning service company. All right, so I've actually listed down few brands. Okay, these are just few brands that we have developed. As you can see, this is under the food and beverage franchises. Okay, few brands lang ito, but we have developed more than 700 brands. And in my next slides, I'll be showing you the actual link or the actual website where you can check all the available franchises. All right, so as you can see, meron tayong Jerry's Grill, Cafe Aquatica, Big B's. On the line of beverage, we have the Chatok Chak, Baba Thai, and then Drip Tea, another food. Okay, Havchan, Sari, and then Amari from Baguio. On the other hand, meron din tayong non-food franchises. Okay, so pag sinabing non-food franchises, anything basta hindi food. Okay, so meron tayong Nutty Scientist, meron tayong TheNut.com, and then meron tayong Sip and Go, Phoenix Petroleum. We have the Big Boss Group from Australia, Your Tutorial Center, National Bookstore Express, Nails That Glow, and then Good Hand. All right, so if you want to become a franchisee, you can actually visit our website for more franchise opportunities, and this is how it looks like. Ayan, so pag visit mo yung www.franchise.ph, ito yung lalabas na site. And then when you send a message or chat with RK Franchise Consultancy, your inquiry will go directly with our email address. Okay, that's how we can help you in processing your franchise application. All right, so pag halimbawang nalaman mo na yung interest mo to franchise, your budget, for example, na-examine mo na yung opportunities, you have to be aware also what does a franchise provide. Actually, madami. And let's start with system standards. So when we say system standard, a franchisor must implement policies, systems, and procedures by rewarding compliance and enforcing system standards. So meaning each and every franchisee should be operating the same way as the franchisor. Okay? So it's actually a duplication. Okay, duplication ng business and franchising. All right. So next one, use of trademarks. A franchisor will let you use his trademark for a certain period of time, or let's say for a certain number of years. For example, yung contract. That's why it's really important. Okay, one tip before buying a franchise: to always check the trademark registration of the business. How are you going to check it? Actually, it's easy, okay? It's easy to identify if the brand has a trademark already. Doon sa pinakang logo, kung mapapansin nyo, for example, si Jollibee, meron doon nakalagay na letter R. So kapag may nakalagay na letter R, that means they are registered. Pero kung ang nakalagay pa lang TM, meaning on processing trademark application. But if you want to make sure, that the business has a trademark application, you may want to call our association for some assistance, Filipino International Franchise Association, or you may want to check it on yourself. You just have to visit this website, tapos just click on the brand name, makikita nyo yung status ng trademark application ng brand na gusto nyong i-franchise. Alright? And then next one, we have the experience and wisdom of franchisor. This is actually the beauty of franchising. Okay, I'm talking to the franchisees. For those of you who would like to franchise a business, you have to know that when buying a franchise, you get to acquire the expertise, the knowledge, and yeah, kasama din yung wisdom ng franchisor. So you don't have to be afraid in running a franchise business kahit na wala kayong, let's say, any experience. Kasi your franchisor will guide you along the way. Okay? Operations manual. Actually, on the operations manual, after the signing of the franchise agreement and while undergoing the training, for example, a franchisor will provide you a hard copy of the operations manual. So itong operations manual na to, the entire system of the operation is actually under this. Okay? So nakalagay dito the how-to documentation of the business, operation, and the implementation of the business, of the system, I mean. So it's really important that you have to receive an operations manual to your, coming from your franchisor, and one rule for the operations manual, it should always be on the site. Okay, kung nasaan yung franchise store located, kailangan nandun lang din sa si operations manual. Alright? So, training, you have to expect for franchise buyers, I'm talking to franchise buyers, you have to expect that your franchisors, I mean, will provide you an effective initial training. Okay, effective initial training, of course, in preparation for the operation, and the length of the training will depend on what type of business are you going to franchise. Let's say, for example, si Jerry's Grill, they don't have any commissary. Okay, kaya medyo matagal yung tawag dito yung training nila. But for those who have a commissary, minsan nanggagaling lang lahat, and you just have to, let's say, cook it in your kitchen, for example. Pero yun po, again, depende po yung length of training kung anong klaseng business yung gusto nyong i-franchise. Okay, and then site selection assistance and location approval, again, for franchise buyers, this is your job. Okay, you have to provide a target location to your and submit it to your franchisor. Okay, most of the franchisors here in the Philippines do not usually provide a location, let's say, for example, a target area for their franchisees. Okay, so for franchisees, it is your responsibility to let's say, secure your own target location. Okay, the job of the franchisor when it comes to the location is to check on the actual location and to approve or disapprove. Common reason lang naman bakit na-disapprove yung location natin, either the franchisors find it na hindi siya magiging feasible dun sa specific area kung saan gusto mo yung franchise yung business, or kung saan mo gustong i-put up yung franchise business, or pwedeng may existing franchisees. Okay? Siyempre, franchisor should also protect the territory of the existing franchisee. Okay? Next one, we have the store layout. Okay. In franchising, we actually practice 100% uniformity. Okay, 100% uniformity of the business. When we say 100% uniformity, ito yung pagkakapareho ng look ng outlet. Or sometimes, meron tayong kanya-kanyang, let's say, attitude, yung bawat store, depende on the franchisor. But it will be the franchisor to provide you specific store layout that you have to strictly follow. Okay, given the, let's say, amount ng space na gusto nyong i-open ng franchise, whether maliit or malaki siya, it has to be the same with the franchisor. Okay? And then construction supervision for some, there are franchisors who will let you look for your own contractors, but case-to-case basis kasi po ito eh. Yung iba naman gusto yung construction just to make sure na ma-achieve yung 100% uniformity ng look ng outlet, yung construction will be under the franchisor. So pagdating dito, you just have to coordinate with your franchisor directly. All right? And the next one, exclusive territories. All right, for franchisees, you have to expect that when you franchise a business, your areas or your target area will be protected. Okay, kasi in franchising, meron tayong tinatawag na exclusive territory or meron tayong radius. So pag sinabi nating radius, ito yung distansya ng bawat existing franchisees. And just to give you an idea, the minimum radius that we can actually perform in franchising is 500 meters. That's just a minimum, ha? Depende po on the target area, of course. We have to consider the target market as well. All right. Procurement program. So for those of you, kasi syempre, based on our experience, meron talagang mga pasaway na franchisees who are purchasing their own supplies from other suppliers. Okay? Si procurement program, a franchisor must implement a procurement program that every franchisee needs to follow. Okay? Pag sinabi natin procurement program, this is actually the list of authorized suppliers and supplies na kailangan niyo pong sundin, and you don't have the choice but to follow this. Okay? Kasi kung halimbawa bibili kayo or mag-outsource kayo ng products or ng supplies, you may violate your franchise agreement. Okay? Kasi it's actually written in the franchise agreement that every franchisee should follow the procurement program, which is given to you bago pa tayo mag-start ng operations. Alright? Next one, we have the opening assistance. Okay, normally yung setup natin sa opening assistance, kapag nag-franchise ka ng business, magpapadala si franchisor ng, let's say, 1 to 2 staffs just to assist you during the opening. So it can be first day up to second day or sometimes hanggang first week ng operations. Okay? And then marketing strategies, or normally ito yung advertising and marketing programs to maximize the advantage of the common trade identity with nationwide advertisement. So it can be like radio ads, for example, TV commercials, minsan yung may mga pa-billboards pa, for example. So depende. Okay, pagdating sa marketing strategies, it will be the franchisor to decide kung ano yung dapat na maging marketing ads niya na i-run niya, let's say for example monthly or annually, depende kay franchisor. And as a franchisee, you have to share a marketing fund. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na marketing fund. Sometimes it can be like another percentage from the gross sales. You just have to you just have to check on the franchise agreement. Okay, when it comes to the advertisement fee. Research and development. Okay, a good franchisor will always find different ways to make its network more successful. And your job as a franchise, your responsibilities as a franchisee, you just have to follow the norms. Okay, kasi if you keep on insisting to do it the way you wanted to do it, you may violate again your contract. And worse, pwede kang ma-terminate. Okay, so yun yung mahalaga na we have to follow strictly what was written on our franchise agreement. Okay, we have the benefits. Okay, benefits of buying a franchise. First of all, receive a proven profitable system for doing the business. So imagine, magpa-franchise ka ng business na well-known na. Kasi ganun naman yung purpose ng franchising, para lumago, para dumami, para makilala. Okay? So kapag nag-franchise ka ng, for example, ng Jerry's Grill or ng National Bookstore, hindi mo na kailangan mag-double effort in promoting about your brand kasi kilala na siya in the first place. So that's an advantage, or that's one of the benefits. And then name recall, this is actually in connection with the receive proven profitable system for doing the business kasi subok na din siya. Okay, subok na siya in terms of the sales, in terms of promoting the brand. So as a franchisee, you just have to promote your existing branch. Okay, pero yung brand, ma-minimize na natin, especially if the franchisor will be the one running the advertisement. Okay, in behalf of all the franchisees. And then less risk than independent startup, because in franchising, syempre, when I franchise a business, for example, I'll be the one to manage my own. Okay, less risk than independent startup kasi may eliminate na natin yung trial and error stage. Okay, ito yung kinagandahan kapag nag-franchise ka ng business, you just have to pay all the fees involved, and then meron tayong schedule for all the trainings, even the target opening. Okay, so hindi na tayo katulad ng mga startup na meron pa tayong trial and error stage. Minsan titingnan pa natin kung yung product ba maayos na and ready na to sell or ready na to share with our market. So ito yung kinagandahan or ito yung benefits of buying a franchise. And then gain advice, as I've said a while ago, you can always gain advice from your franchisors. Kasi syempre, we expect that mostly of the franchise applicants that we are receiving, they are usually first-timers. Okay? And you don't have to be afraid again in running a franchise business because the franchisor will guide you along the way and you will be gaining advice every now and then. Okay? Faster startup than independent business, again, we do follow time frame. Okay, especially kung may mga lease offer na tayo inside a shopping mall, for example, kailangan natin ma-meet yung opening. Okay, kailangan natin ma-meet yung opening ng operations. So, hindi na tayo kailangan pang mag-trial and error, balik na naman tayo sa start kasi mali yung nasimulan natin. So, kaya mas mabilis yung opening ng pag-franchise ng business. Alright, so what are the pitfalls of franchising? Be a franchisee of a franchise system which is not professionally developed. That's first. Okay, it's actually easy. Okay, it's actually easy for you to check if the franchise, if the business is actually professionally developed by a consultant. You may check it in our or through the franchise association. You can contact a franchise association present here in the Philippines. Na-check nyo lang if they're a member, most likely, okay, 99%. 99% they are developed, professionally developed by a consultant. All right? Next one, signing with a franchisor who does not offer training or has no operations manual. Okay, it goes like this. When you franchise a business, kapag nagbayad ka ng franchise fee, kasama na po doon yung training. And also the operations manual. Alright, so usually yung operations manual, marireceive mo siya on the first day of the operations ng business. Okay, so you have to be informed na when you sign the franchise agreement, you have to pay a franchise fee, and then susunod doon yung training. Later on, I'll be discussing the steps on how to own a franchise. Okay, and then signing a franchisor who does not have a trademark for his business. Again, it's really important for you to check the trademark registration of the business. Okay, wag lang ho kayong magpa-franchise just because, uy, ang ganda ng outlet niya. Okay, uy, ang ganda ng income. Okay, you have to check first the trademark registration of the business. All right? And then signing with the franchisor who does not deliver his promises, or ito yung tinatawag nating scams or scammers. Payment of franchise fee before reading the franchise agreement. So please take note on this, viewers, that when you sign a franchise agreement, that's the time that you will be paying the franchise fee. Okay, that should be upon signing the franchise fee. Not, upon signing the franchise agreement, not before signing, not after. Okay, it should be upon signing the franchise agreement. All right. So drawback of franchisees, actually I've listed 3 down here. Payment of fees, of course, wala na pong libre ngayon. Okay, especially in business. When you franchise a business, you have to pay all the necessary fees involved. Okay, and by paying all the fees, kailangan aware ka sa lahat ng payments. Hindi lang basta franchise fee, meron yung royalty fee, again, merong continuation fee, merong advertisement fee. Okay, it's actually written, all of them, it's actually written on your franchise agreement. And then follow the procurement program again for the franchisees or for the future franchisees who are watching right now. Please follow the procurement program. Okay, it will be given to you before, let's say for example, after mapirmahan mo lang yung franchise agreement, pwede ka nang bigyan ng procurement program or yung list of authorized suppliers and supplies. And then egocentric personality. In franchising, we have to follow the norms. Okay, we have to follow the systems attached to it. So again, if you want to insist by doing it the way you wanted to do it, and you want to let's say, commit violations, I suggest don't buy a franchise. Okay, so sa franchising po, mahalaga na masunurin tayo. Okay, bilang franchisees. All right, so requirements to apply for a franchise. I'm giving you three initial requirements, okay? These are just the standard requirements, but some of the franchisors may be asking for few requirements or for a few additional requirements. That depends on the franchisor, but these are the common. Okay, these are the common franchise requirements. You have to fill out the letter of intent. I mean, you have to give the letter of intent just to state your intention to franchise. A simple letter of intent will do. Okay, target location or location map. Okay, it's really important for you to secure your own target location. And then you have to fill out the confidential questionnaire. This will serve as your application form. Okay? So when you fill out the confidential questionnaire, kasi tatanungin niyo saan ito manggagaling. When you inquire directly to our website, we will be the one to give it to you together with the marketing kit. Okay? That's actually part of the marketing kit. And then when you're really interested to franchise, you just have to fill out the application form or the confidential questionnaire and then email it back to us together with the letter of intent and then target location. Alright, so again, additional requirements na hihingin sa inyo ni franchisor, depende po sa inyo. Okay, depende sa franchisors. And then, this is the one, steps to own a franchise. First of all, you have to request for a franchise kit. So, ito yung tinatawag nating franchise marketing kit. So, inside the franchise marketing kit, you can review the franchise details, the mission, vision, profile of the brand or of the company, existing, existing stores, even product line, for example, services. And there you can find also the frequently asked questions. And then, of course, the confidential questionnaire. And syempre, yung franchise details. Okay, yung franchise details like how much is the franchise fee, how long would be the terms, gaano kalaki yung space required, initial terms, for example, and then capital requirement. So, itong franchise marketing kit na to is enough for you to review all the initial details that you need to know when buying a franchise. Okay? So, malalaman nyo na din po dito, you can also request for the sales ni franchisor. Although some of the franchisors will not be disclosing any additional information not until mag-submit kayo ng requirements. All right. Next one, you have to fill out the confidential questionnaire again completely. Okay, fill out the confidential questionnaire completely and send it to the franchisor with your letter of intent and target location. All right, and then meet and discuss with the franchisor. This is where the additional questions or additional Q&As, okay, between the franchisors and franchisees. Siyempre, tatanungin nyo paano yung deliveries, paano yung magiging setup. So, dito na papasok yun sa meet and discuss. Okay, franchisor will evaluate your franchise application. Again, twice po i-evaluate the franchisor. The first one is upon sending your initial requirements and then after meeting you. Okay, syempre may say si franchisor kung sa tingin niya medyo mahirap si franchisee or baka may screen niya na kung halimbawang baka medyo pasaway itong franchisee na to. So it's up for the franchisor to approve or disapprove your franchise application. So ayan, papasok yung approval and disapproval and then you will receive the copy of the FDI. Alright, so take note, those who are professionally developed via consultant, nagpo-provide po talaga tayo ng franchise disclosure information. Okay, the purpose of having a franchise disclosure information is for you to review all the necessary details about the business, not just the franchise details, but also the business registration, the trademark registration, the financial part, the duties and responsibilities of the franchisees, even the trainings, and then papasok din doon yung part din doon, I mean yung copy ng franchise agreements and then memorandum of agreement for you to review. Okay, so if you have any, let's say, additional questions or any concerns prior to signing the franchise agreement, mahalaga pong maitanong na natin. Okay? On the 7th stage, we have the signing of MOA and payment of admin fee. So just to make it clear, we have a memorandum of agreement. This is like a reservation for the franchise. Okay, and then when you sign a MOA, that's the time that you will be paying a reservation fee, but we call it an admin fee. Okay, kasi some of the malls, especially halimbawa si SM, manghihingi sila ng tawag dito ng letter or ng endorsement letter coming from the franchisor na sa katunayan magpa-franchise si franchise applicant. So tutulungan po kayo ni franchisor just right after signing the MOA and after niyo po makapagbayad ng admin fee. Alright? And then on the 8th stage, we have the franchise location inspection and approval. Of course, part of that, kakausapin or i-check yung mga competitors on that specific area, saka tayo magkakaroon ng approval and disapproval. Okay? And then on the 9th stage, signing of franchise agreement and payment of the franchise fee. Okay, you have to take note on that. Upon signing the franchise agreement, that's where you will be paying the franchise fee. Okay? And then franchise facility setup, sometimes kasabay na nito yung training. Okay, pwede nang sabay yung construction and then yung training. And ayan, so training for our franchisee and staffs. And then congratulations, grand opening na po ng franchise outlet na franchise nyo. So those are the steps to own a franchise. If you have any, let's say, concerns about the steps, kung halimbawa may nami-miss out si franchisor, you can contact a franchise association. Okay, if it's under us, we can help you, we can assist you. But if it's under our competitors, pwede pa rin naman po. We can still help you pa rin naman. Alright? So, mistakes of buying a franchise or mistakes of franchise buyer, beliefs does not have to work and just collect money. Okay, for franchisees or for franchise buyers, don't expect that you will just sit down after pong ma-set up yung franchise. Okay? Siyempre, when you franchise a business, you will become the business owner technically. And when you're the business owner, you have to make sure that it will be running properly in according to the system provided to you. Okay? And then underestimate requirements, again, ito po yung mga pasaway na franchisees. Akala nila kapag bumili sila ng mga supplies outside, okay lang with the franchisors. Hindi nila alam na bina-violate na nila yung mga requirements or yung mga rules and regulations under the franchise agreement. Okay, so please do not underestimate the requirements of your franchisors. And then expect too much from the franchisor. Okay, just like any other franchisors or just like any other franchisees, franchisors are also business owners. Okay, hindi po sila babysitter who will be with you 24 hours a day. Of course, they will guide you, but still you have to know the in and outs. Okay, the in and outs of your franchise business. All right? And then joining the bandwagon, or I think sinasabi nating fad. Okay, so when you franchise a business, again, you have to check the consistency, okay, of the business. Kasi meron tayong mga type of business na mabilis mag-boom, pero at the same time, mabilis din mawala sa market. Okay, so when buying a franchise, huwag ka lang susunod dun sa kung ano yung in. Kailangan ma-check mo din yung consistency ng type ng business na yon. Okay? And then, I don't want to be the first franchisee is actually wrong. Although I understand, kasi syempre baka gusto ng ibang franchise buyers na, ikaw muna mauna para makita ko yung success ng franchise business. So when buying a franchise, it is actually nice to become the first franchisee because you can receive the TLC. Okay, pag sinabi natin TLC, ito yung True Love and Care. True Love Care ng franchisors. Kasi later on, for example, or after years, kapag nag-franchise ka ng business, baka mamaya, kapag bumili ka, yung sales agent na lang or yung sales representative na lang yung ma-meet mo instead of the franchisor. Okay, so it's actually nice to become a first franchisee. And then, comparing franchise fees only to capital requirement, again, when you franchise a business, you have to look on the total capital investment. Okay, kasi on the total capital investment, nakapaloob na din po doon si franchise fee. Kasi kapag tinignan mo, franchise fee ka lang, halimbawa, in 250,000, iniisip mo, meron ka ng drip fee, for example. For example, na franchise, tapos meron palang 800,000 capital investment. Okay, so you always have to look on the capital investment. Okay? Franchising during a pandemic, of course, just like any other business owners, those who are under franchising, nagkakaroon din ng struggle, especially this pandemic. I mean, all of us are affected by this pandemic situation. Pero these are an advantage kapag bibili ka ng franchise during this pandemic. Several franchisor give special discounted rates during the pandemic time, although not everyone. Okay, not everyone, and we understand that. Pero if you would like to, let's say, push through on your application, tapos kung medyo tight tayo sa budget, you can let's say, talk to the franchisor directly na baka pwede silang magbigay ng discount. And I assure you, magbibigay po talaga sila ng discounts. Okay? And then landlords are easier to negotiate, depends on the target location. Pero meron po talagang mga landlords na talagang nagbibigay din ng tawag dito, ng consideration in the payments po ng rentals. Okay, you just have to ask for help coming from the franchisor. And then online franchise application procedure, although even before the pandemic, we can actually process your application online. But still, most likely, ayan, kasi normally kapag na-receive natin yung franchise application, you will be invited for a face-to-face meeting. So now, during pandemic, like what I am doing, we can only have an additional or further discussion about the franchise, whether via Zoom or via StreamYard or whatever app is convenient for our franchisees. Okay? How to detect a franchising scam? I've listed how many here. Let's check. Okay, so meron tayo dito. First of all, walang trademark. Okay? In RT Franchise Consultancy, we make sure that when our franchisor who would like to expand their business and have it developed by our service, tapos wala pa silang trademark, we will be helping them to secure their own trademark. Okay, so syempre, one way to consider na scam yung franchise or yung franchisor is wala silang trademark. Next one is yung too good to be true. So ito yung sinasabi natin madaming masyadong pangako. For example, pag pinakita sa inyo na, ito po ma'am yung tawag dito, yung franchise facility na ibibigay namin sa inyo. When you franchise a cart, ito po yung itsura. And then kapag dumating sa inyo, tarpaulin na lang pala yung signage. Okay, so you have to make sure. Pwede nyo pong i-visit minsan yung tawag dito, yung existing franchisees kung talaga bang ganun yung na-achieve na look ng cart, for example, or ng restaurants, and kung nami-meet ba ng franchisors yung lahat ng promises. Okay? And then once money upfront before signing a contract, again, signing of franchise fee should be paid during the signing of the franchise agreement. Okay, no FDI. It's actually important for you to have a copy of the FDI. That's where you can actually check if a franchisor is professionally developed via consultant. And then franchise agreement, only few pages. Okay, just to give you an idea, for those who are developed by RK Franchise Consultancy and those who are developed via professional consultants, normally yung franchise agreement natin is from 28 pages up to 30 plus. Okay, nakalagay naman po lahat dun ng rules and regulations. And then not a member of any of two franchise associations, you have to check. If you franchise a business, you have to check if they are a member. Okay, in our case, you can check if they are a member of Filipino International Franchise Association. All right? And then franchise contract below 3 years. I'm sorry to say this, but in RK Franchise Consultancy, we call it scammers for those franchisors na nagbibigay ng below 3 years contract. Kasi ang ideal po talaga sa franchising, minimum na po yung 3 years contract. But still, it will depend kasi when we structure the business, alangan naman po magbigay kami ng 3 years contract kung halimbawa yung payback period is 2 years and a half. So lugi naman si franchisee, wala siyang enough time to earn from the franchise. Okay? So you just have to check the length of agreement and also the return of investment. Okay, kung ideal ba siya to franchise. All right. And then beware for if you are victimized by scammers, no government agency will help you. Okay, so if you are victimized naman by those who are professionally developed, RK Franchise Consultancy or Filipino International Franchise Consultancy will definitely help you to solve the issues. All right. Okay, so if you're interested in buying a franchise, you may look into this website. Aside from the website I've showed you a while ago, we have the franchising.ph, and then we have the weepfranchise.ph. All right, so if you have any franchising needs, whether you would like to expand your business into franchise and then buying a franchise, I suggest you contact me. This is my complete name. I'm Shey Lumbes. I'm the marketing manager under RK Franchise Consultancy. This is my email address and this is our contact numbers. All right, so I'll be willing to assist you for whatever franchising needs na meron po kayo. And of course, don't forget, if you want to attend, if you want to join our next franchise and trademark webinar, and then meron din tayong franchise hour next Thursday. This is the details. So our next franchise hour will be Samgyup franchise. So it will be Ma'am Jari who will be the one to talk about their franchise. And then of course, yung all about franchising natin na seminar, it will be our expert again, Mr. Rudolph Kotick, our CEO. So please join us. If you would like to join the franchise and trademark your business, you just have to message us to this number so we can actually send you the invitation link. Kasi via Zoom po ito. Unlike this one, naka-Facebook Live tayo. Alright, so again, if you have any tawag dito, additional questions or clarifications about franchising, please don't hesitate to contact RK Franchise Consultancy and we will be happy to assist you. All right, so you can actually watch our episodes. I mean, yung mga next episodes and then previous episodes ng Franchise Hour to our YouTube channel, RK Franchise Consultancy. So I hope you've learned something about buying a franchise and I hope ma-perform niyo po or magamit niyo yung mga advice na binigay ko sa inyo on buying a franchise. Okay? So I would like to thank our viewers for watching our Franchise Hours Season 3, Episode 8. So the next Thursday, it will be Episode 9. Okay? And we're doing it this way until nasa pandemic pa rin tayo. Okay? So I would like to thank everybody and I hope you can invest your money by franchising a business. Thank you so much and stay safe and we look forward to assisting you to any of your franchising needs. Maraming salamat po and have a good day.